Morning, people. Right, I've got my 847 on the bench, and I've got one of these little bits of kit. Oops, upside down. There we go. It's a PAT board, 50 megahertz IF panadaptor board from SDR Kits, which I'm going to fit there. Make sure you've got your static armband on for this one. Basically, you connect it to an SDR then once you put this in, and it will give you, if you use it as an IF of panadaptor, which is what I want it for satellite operation, you can then see on the especially on the SSB satellites, very, very useful. You don't have a problem on the FM ones, but on the SSB satellites you can see what stations are near the frequency you're operating on. 25 kilohertz either side if you set the SDR to the IF frequency, which in this case is 50 megahertz. Right. So here's the little board, if it will focus. There we go. Come off a little bit. Turn that extra bright light off, that might help. So that's the, hang on, let's see where we are. Oh, focus. Anyway, output, input, positives down there, and then you've got to put a ground tag on it. So I've got to solder this up first before I put it in here. So basically the input comes off of here, off of J3009. So you come off the pin of that in there. There's a tiny little spot here which you put a little baby ground wire on to the board. The positive comes onto the back end of the leg of this resistor. Is it inductor? Yeah, the inductor here. And on the output, just run your little bit of coax through here, out through the grill, and then you can either put a socket on there or just a flying lead. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I shall pause my video now and I'll solder up this board, get it all ready, and then we'll take a look at where we go from there. Oh yeah, for some reason all the instructions that came with this and the instructions online use coax cable, little PTFE coax fly leads to connect the input. Now, for some reason they've said you don't need to do that anymore. Oh, on the output as well, you don't need to do that anymore. You just use a piece of wire. So I'm going to use a small piece of wire to solder up the input, but I'm going to use a piece of RG174, I think it is, for the output to the SMA. And we'll see how it goes from there. So I shall be back shortly. Okay, right. Is this thing recording now or not? Yeah. Okay, now I've got a bit of RG174 here, and I'm just going to fit the SMA onto the end of it if I can. Not the easiest things. Fiddly things they are. And there you go. Could do it a bit more, I think. Just a little. better. All right. Just make sure that fits okay. Oh, when you're doing one of these, of course, don't forget to put the shim, the collar, or whatever you call it, at the other end. It's not a problem if the other end's not terminated like this, but if it is, you're rather annoyed if you forget. Okay. Whoops. Little tiny dab of solder on there. Where's me bean bag? God, I'm shaking. Get that off of there a minute. Seriously got the shakes today. I don't know why. Right, that's the center pin on. Pop that through there. Hopefully you don't do what I've just done and spread the dielectric a little bit, making it a bit difficult to shove it through. But it will go. Just got to get that bloody pin in the right place. Ever so slightly, a bit too much dielectric there. Pain in the posterior, but there you go. I haven't fitted very many of these, as you can probably tell, so let's just try and get, there we go. And the pin is almost in. It hasn't gone in far enough. No. It has now. So that shield. Fold it back over there. Hopefully this is wide enough to slide over. Bit of clippy clip, just get rid of the excess. Slide out. It's a bit tight. Just to get this to slide over there. Need to get rid of a bit more. All right, should have paused the video really, and don't really want to see all of this, do you? Anyway, nearly done now. This is the problem. I don't know if you can see it. See, there's the dielectric. Anyway, gotta get this metal sleeve to just slide over there, but it's pretty tight. It doesn't like it. Got a nasty feeling that because I pushed it inside the actual sleeve, it's not going to work. I shall pause this and then come back when I've trimmed it. Hi guys, right. I've fitted some of the cables. It's a shame you can't zoom in on this camera, but you can't anyway, so not in the way I'm using it. So there you go. If you see, I've got the input connected with a bit of coax, although they did recommend using fine wire. I use coax. There's the ground on there, which will go off to the main board grounds, and there's the positive connected to the jumper one on that rail there. Good. So I've got to put the input on now. The output on now. But to do that, because the holes in the grill on the 847 are too small to get an SMA through, I should have fitted it afterwards, but never mind anyway. I've got quite a long one, as you can see here, because you know, I just put a flying lead on it. So I could have fitted this afterwards, like, you know, but never mind. I'll fit this board in now with a bit of double-sided tape on here, 2 little strips of double-sided tape onto the main board. This one here goes to J3009. This goes to one of the little grounds here, and this comes all the way across to that inductor. And this one will go there, and that goes out the back. So we'll see. Right, back in a minute. Okay, so the board's in. As you can see here, I'm going to get me a little pointing stick. Where have we got? What have we got to point with? Right. You can see there, I've just scraped a bit of copper off on the advice of a mate and soldered that ground there. Your input is going all the way down here and soldered onto, I don't know if you can see that there, but it's on the instructions anyway, but it's soldered to the bottom of that there. Output going through the board. I tried to put an SMA socket on here, but it's just not long enough without digging into the billet. As you can see, I tried to thin the billet out, but it didn't work. So I'm just putting a fly lead on there and cable tie and glue that in place, and then the positive onto the inductor. So I'm just waiting for my glue gun to heat up so I can glue this thing in place, put it all back together, and then we'll flash it up and see what the crack is. And hopefully it's all good. We'll see. See you shortly. Okay guys, welcome back. As you can see, it's me. Right, as you can see, I've put everything back together now. So I've got it all up on SDR Sharp, done all the settings. The IF on the 847 is 45.7 and a bit. Tiny. Just look around there, like, but I've got it on 45.70030. So I've got to remember the cameras here. But anyway, I had to fine tune all the settings because it was just a blob. It was a mess all over the screen. I'll just turn the damn thing over. Right, it's just a blob all over the screen, which didn't look very clever. So after a bit of fine tuning, this is what it looks like. So there, it looks like a big splodge. If I just reduce the gain a bit, then maybe you can see it a bit better. Just try the tuner. No, that's too much. Turn that gain off. Oh, that's way too much. Let's just turn it down. Go to the RTL tuning. Turn that one off as well. And there we've got it. I don't know if you can see that. There. That is CW beacon on 2 meters. Don't think we've got any. I'll check for satellites in a minute. But anyway, I'll turn it up. I can zoom right in on that. So we'll do that so you can actually see what we're looking at there. There you go. And it's not quite on, so if I see. Should be on 6.9, I believe. So that should put it actually right in the middle. So if I was to tune it up using that beacon as a reference, wrong way here. So if I bung it up here, I'll find that the IF is probably a little bit out. Right, that's right in the middle there. It's 45,705 and a bit. Right, I've got it right in. I don't know if you can see this pretty well, but I've got that right in the middle of the screen now anyway. So if I move it up and down, you can see how useful this is going to be when I use it for SSB satellites. It's a very handy bit of kit for SSB satellites because then you can see 25 kilohertz either side of your actual dial frequency. That way you can use it to make it easier to tune up any of the satellites. To tune up to somebody else who's using the SSB slightly off your frequency. So let's see if we're really lucky and see if there's any SSB satellites anywhere near us at the moment. Probably not. Right. The next decent pass on this one would be there's an FM one. That's no good. And the first SSB satellite's not for an hour and 40 minutes. So in an hour and 40 minutes, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll pause this. And in an hour and 40 minutes, let's just go back to presenter mode. Right, so in an hour and 40 minutes, I'll come back. And the satellite that's coming over then is X-Ray Whiskey 2 Delta. Yeah. So with a bit of luck, there'll be somebody on that, and then we'll be able to display, like, you know, people 20 hertz or 20 kilohertz on the side of the IF frequency on my display. But it's working very nice now. So I'll speak to you later. Pause. Right, well, I've come back up the shack now, and we've got X-Ray Whiskey 2 Delta coming over. Not so easy for you to see. Turn the light off, maybe you can see better. No. But we can, I actually can see them there. So turn off VFO. I can see everything coming up on here. I can see where the stations are. It works really well. Need a bit of fine tuning here. Banging through, look at that. Well, unfortunately, yeah, Echo Alpha Station, come again with your call sign, please. Call sign, please. Echo Alpha again, please. Yeah, I'm losing the pass, my friend. I'm losing the pass, so I'll have to catch you on the next bar. Anyway, unfortunately, I didn't make that QSO. It's just, but it's working really, really well. I'm delighted with that. It's always good when you do a mod and it works. So I didn't actually manage to finish that QSO. but as you can see, oh, come on. That's better. Okay, I didn't manage to finish the QSO, but as you can see, the pan adapter is working very nice on the IF frequency, so I can see quite a long way either side. And definitely recommend it for anybody who's doing SSB satellites. I recommend it for anybody because there's two modifications you can do with it. You can either set it like I've got it now, which gives you the IF and 25 kilohertz either side, or you can connect it up to give you a pan adapter for the entire band, which is good as well. Like, you know, but it's a very small board, very easy, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Mike 0 November, Mike Charlie at the Chaos Shack saying ta-ta, everybody. Thanks for watching.